Hello everyone. Today we will study nutrition in human beings. First we will discuss what is nutrition and why do we need nutrition. So, the process of intake of food from the external environment. External environment means other than our body. So, the process of intake of food from outside of the body into our body is called nutrition. And why do we need nutrition? As our body is having so many maintenance function, so many processes are going inside the body, like transportation, repair of tissues, growth. For all these things we need energy. So the energy is derived from the nutrients. So the term nutrition has came from the nutrient. Nutrient means the particular type of food or organic or inorganic substance we derive from the surrounding for the maintenance of our body and growth and repair of our body. Okay, the example of nutrients are fats and carbohydrates. Now we will start nutrition in human beings. Nutrition in human beings occur in the digestive system. Digestive system consists of alimentary canal and its associated glands. So what are the organs of alimentary canal? Mouth, esophagus, stomach, large intestine, small intestine and anus. And what are the glands of alimentary canal? They are salivary gland, liver and pancreas. Alimentary canal is near about 9 meter long and all the glands they secrete their secretion into the alimentary canal through the tube like structure they have, which is called the duct. Now steps of nutrition. So what are the steps in which actually the digestion occurs in human beings? So digestion occurs in human beings in 5 steps. Those are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. We will begin with ingestion. Ingestion is the process of taking in of food. Ingestion is the process of taking in of food through our hands into the mouth. When we put the food through our hands into the mouth, that is called ingestion. Then next is digestion. So digestion starts in the mouth itself. In the mouth we have the digestion of the carbohydrates. What mouth consists of? Mouth consists of teeth, tongue and salivary glands. So what is the function of teeth? See, when we eat the food, we eat different kinds of bites. Maybe some big, some small, some triangular shaped food, some round food. So the food has to be in the same shape, in the same size, so that our body can digest it. So teeth grind the food into the small pieces and make it into the same shape and size. Therefore teeth brings the physical digestion. Why teeth brings the physical digestion? Because digestion results in the physical appearance of the food. There is no change in the chemical structure of the food. What is the role of tongue? The tongue mix the food with the salivary glands. Sorry, I am mistaken here. The tongue mix the food with the saliva. Now, what is the role of salivary glands? Salivary glands are present in the mouth and they contain the enzyme saliva which converts the starch into the sugar. So digestion, as I told, digestion of carbohydrates starts in the mouth itself. Okay. Then the food remains in the mouth for very short period of time. So the complete digestion cannot occur in the mouth. So for the complete digestion, the food is further moved from the mouth to other parts of alimentary canal. That is, another part is here esophagus, So from mouth, the food moves into the esophagus. Esophagus is something like this, continuous ring-like structure of the muscles. So what happened as the food move from mouth to esophagus, there is rhythmic contraction and relaxation of muscles so that the food can be swallowed easily. So those rhythmic contraction and relaxations of the muscles or the walls of pipe are called peristaltic movement, and peristaltic movements help in the movement of the food. What stomach? Now food moves into the stomach after the esophagus. Stomach is a J-shaped organ which is located at the side of abdomen. So you can see here in the diagram, stomach is a J-shaped organ located in the side of abdomen. Okay, so stomach secretes three kind of juices. Those are hydrochloric acid, pepsin enzyme, and the mucus. Okay, so and is for in stomach the food remains for 2 to 4 hours and converted into the semi-solid substances called chyme. What is the function of hydrochloric acid? The function of hydrochloric acid to activate the enzyme called pepsin and kill the bacteria present in the food. So it make the food acidic so that pepsin can work on it. What is the function of pepsin? Pepsin digests the protein. So carbohydrate digestion occurs in mouth and protein digestion starts in the stomach. Mucus protects the wall of stomach from the hydrochloric acid. Now after 3 to 4 hours, this partially digested food from stomach reaches to the intestine by the sphincter muscles. So small intestine of a human adult is 6.5 meter long and it varies from the organism. As cellulose is not easily digestible, therefore the herbivorous have long intestine, and as meat is easily digestible, therefore carnivorous has short intestine. So in stomach, intestine, there we receive the secretion of two glands. Those are liver and pancreas. Liver secretes bile and bile break down the fats. Fats molecules are broken by the bile. One more function bile performs is to make the food alkaline. As we know, the food coming from stomach are acidic in nature because of the presence of hydrochloric acid. So it makes the food alkaline so that pancreas enzyme, whatever enzymes are secreted by pancreas, pancreatic enzyme can act on them. Then pancreas secretes the pancreatic amylase, trypsin and lipase. So all the three have their own function. The enzyme amylase breaks starch, trypsin breaks protein and lipase breaks the fats. Okay, so starch or carbohydrate is broken into the glucose, protein is broken into amino acid and fat is broken into fatty acid and glycerol. And all these are water soluble. So the chemical digestion is brought by the enzymes, and at the last of chemical digestion in small intestine we get the water soluble molecules which are of very small size. Now we will discuss absorption. So those very small size molecules which are water soluble are just absorbed by the walls of small intestine through the some finger like projection. Those finger like projections are present in the small intestine which we call them villi. So the food is absorbed by the villi and goes into the blood. Next is assimilation. So the digested food is distributed all over the body through those blood vessels, and then they become the part of cell and performs and gives energy for the growth and repair of the tissue. It is known as assimilation. Assimilation is actually the release of energy, or we can say that becoming of food as a part of cell to release the energy. Whatever the food is unused, it is stored in the form of carbohydrates called glycogen. Next is digestion. So there might be some kind of food which is not digested over here. So the digestion undigested food is brought into the large intestine, and in this large intestine, as you know, large intestine is wider, that is why it is known as large intestine, and the small intestine is narrow, although it is big in size, but it is narrow, that is why it is known as small intestine. So the largest part of large intestine is rectum. The undigested food is stored for the sometimes over here. All the water and all is absorbed in the large intestine, and then when we feel like there is urge to pass the stool, so there is passage of the undigested food in the form of feces, which we known as egestion or defecation. It is controlled by the anal sphincter. So by here we have finished the nutrition in human beings. Hope so you will understand. Stay connected. Thank you.